here's what happened. You get hit with the what if spiral in your day, and it may happen multiple times for you, where you have this worry and doubt that builds up, and then you have to check things to reconfirm that you're on the right path. That could be going to a video of someone, a mentor or someone that you're learning from, and having to revisit that same video multiple times in the day. Or it could be checking your emails multiple times in the day to see if you got any more emails coming in or messages coming in from clients or potential clients, to having to check out social media and your stats and seeing if you're on the right path with certain content and messaging that you're putting out there. But all of these things that really are just there to reconfirm you're on the right path, because there can be the what if spiral of doubt that creeps in based off of these fears that are there. And each person is different in how you can think about this and feel this for your business. But it could be the fear that you're not good enough to continue to grow this business and handle all the other aspects of your life, or that you have this fear that the business actually won't be able to support the quality of life that you want or make the impact that you believe it's capable of. And so that causes the doubt and the worry, and then you go down these spirals. What happens is it's exhausting to go down these spirals, and there's so much fucking time wasted going down these spirals just to reconfirm and bring it back to the baseline of I'm on the right path. And so I want to share with you this habit that can break the what if spiral and help you to focus again on the actual tasks that are going to move you forward in building this business, and then the things that help to create the quality of life that you want as well. So this is Make Burnout Extinct. I'm Robert David Weeks. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't done it yet, you can subscribe and follow the show for the latest episodes. My commitment to you is to set the expectations and be honest with you of what it really takes to make burnout extinct. I hit my burnout back in 2018 after a social media conference I founded where 500 people came together. And for me, there was so much unnecessary pain there and wasted time. Yet I can look back, I can see what it helped to provide in my life of understanding my values and really how I want to live my life moving forward. But I also believe that you can speed up that process. And that's what I want to be able to do for you, is to share the ways in which to make burnout extinct, and to realize, I go back to this quote, that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I don't want you to have to hit burnout in order to get that message of change, but it does come with hard work. It will come with pain, and it will come with having to put in the effort and the time and focus to understanding more about your body and specifically your patterns relating to your nervous system, of how you deal with the challenges in your day and the habits that you're building within your life. So let's dive into it for today with this habit that you can try. The habit I want to talk about is the Reminders app. So if you have an iPhone, you may or may not be using this reminder app, but that can be really helpful to give you a surface level support for when you're going down these spirals and noticing the same patterns that you could be experiencing and creating a reminder for when you can revisit the what if spiral. The example that I use would be, for me, whenever I would have a win, I'd have this pattern where then I'd be worried that the shoe's going to drop on the other end and then something bad is going to happen. And so my body would respond to that pattern where I would have to, after a win, what I would notice is I would check for issues on my body. Like I would look at moles on my skin or check my balls, because the fear that would come up would be, I'm going to get sick with cancer because cancer has happened. A few of my family members have experienced having cancer. And so then this fear builds up in me of like, oh shit, it's going to happen to me. And I don't know how that got planted in there for me, but even with all the habits that I do to help support my health and my body and reminding myself my body's there to support me, that still comes up. And especially after these big wins. And it's a way for me, for my nervous system, that I've noticed for it to come back into balance, because I had this big win. And so you think about it for a pendulum swing with the emotions, my nervous system responds by then trying to swing me back. And that's where I can get into the worry and the doubt, because I have this belief that something bad is supposed to happen after something good. And so that took a lot of courage to have to tap into that and face it. And that's a reminder for you that, one, you're not alone in having experienced these what if spirals. And it may be to that extreme of something similar to what I had, or it could be just like another level of this of, can I get through next month with this business? Like, is that going to be possible? Or the doubt that you don't have the skills right now or the belief is you don't have the skills right now to help sustain this business moving forward, or that you'll never be able to get those skills moving forward. And so it's already doomed to fail. So there's so many extremes for the what ifs, as well as the surface level of the what if spirals. So I don't know which one you're dealing with right now, but I want you to remind you that you are capable of being able to not only face it by tapping into that courage, but then moving through it. This habit here is going to be able to help you. And it goes back to the reminders app. I think of the iPhone. I have an iPhone. But what I used to help me break the what if spiral would be any issues that I'd be worried about on my body. Let's say, like, use a mole, the mole example, mole on my skin. What I would do is remind myself next month to then worry about it or revisit it and check it out and notice if there's any changes. That gave me then this permission to not have to worry about it today or tomorrow or the next day, but I know that this date coming up in a month, that's when I can revisit it, notice if there's any changes that happen over that period of time with my body, and then from there take any action. That in the short term, or on the surface level, can give you some space, because what you could be dealing with for a what if spiral is something that's been hitting you multiple times in the day. And even right now, you can take a moment to reflect on what is one of those what if spirals that's coming up for you that you've experienced either multiple times in the day or even throughout the week, that it keeps coming up every single day. And then it's asking yourself, how much time would you estimate in your day do you have these what if spirals relating to that worry and that doubt? Could it be something like around 30 minutes? Might be more, might be less, but think about it. For 30 minutes of worry a day, it may not be a lot of time, but then you think about that in a year, that's 182 hours. And then in 10 years, in a full decade, that's 75 full days of your life of this worry. And then this what if spiral to get you back into the baseline of I'm on the right path. And imagine what you could actually be doing with that time, moving towards what it is that you want to build in the business, being able to create the quality of life that you want, the impact that you want to make through this business, reconnecting back to that mission and taking the action that support the mission or the purpose that you've set yourself on for your life. And so that's what can be at stake here with not addressing, how I imagine this for the body, a pressure balloon of stress that can be building and building and building. And so for the reminders app, that gives you that space to then notice what is the pattern with this what if spiral. And going back to the example of the one that you're thinking of right now, noticing what happens, and I'll go through an exercise where we can dive a little bit deeper into this, but it's noticing what is happening that results in me going down the what if spiral, what's happening before, what's happening afterwards, and then seeing any commonalities between the multiple times that this happens, because my guess is usually that there is a pattern that forms through the body of how it's responding to the thoughts that are coming through, experiences in your environment. There are different ways that this spiral can happen, but usually there's a pattern that you can find for yourself. And when you can understand the pattern, I go back to the saying, the more you understand, less fear grows. Then it's not something that you take on personally of like, there's something wrong with you. Because that can happen where you think you're broken or something's wrong with you or you'll never be able to figure this out. And I think that's absolute bullshit. I don't believe in that. I believe that there is a reason for everything. Everything happens for a reason. And then there's a reason why this pattern is there and why the what if spiral is there. It's just taking the time to listen to the body and the signals from the body and understanding what the hell is going on. And that it requires some space for you to observe it. And then from there to notice what could be the different commonalities in the multiple times that this happens. And so give yourself that space even now to reflect on that. But I want to get into then an exercise to dive a little bit deeper, because on the deeper level, and really at the part that I want to take the space now to address, there's a belief that's there. This belief that isn't serving you anymore, that is actually causing you to feel more exhausted, go down these what if spirals just to get you back to this point of I'm on the right track, or or confirm that I'm on the right path. And so I want to cut that amount of time that can get wasted there so that you can just go back into focusing again on what it is that you're wanting to build in the business and then for your own quality of life. So what you can do is if you're able, you can find a spot where you're not going to be distracted for just like a few minutes. And I want to go through this exercise with you to help you out. And it's going to be, we're going to do multiple levels here. First one is this lemon technique that I learned. And it's going to be real quick. This is going to help you to understand that not all the thoughts that come up and that you can see if you can imagine it, like being on the park bench and you notice all these thoughts that are like the cars driving by along the highway and you're just looking at them. Not every single thought has to be true. And that ties back into then the worry, the doubt that can spark these what if spirals. So with the lemon, what you can do is just hold out your hand, the hand that you write with, and then imagine you're holding a lemon in your hand. And what I want you to do is bring that lemon up and take a bite of that lemon and notice what happens to your mouth and notice if there's any changes or body signals that change as you bite into the lemon. So here we go. Okay. What did you notice? What could be happening? For me, I noticed tingles on the side of my mouth. I notice even saliva building up. Imagine I'm biting into that lemon. If I get the signal, like something I'm about to eat something sweet sour combo with a lemon, and that all happened without an actual lemon. And so then I don't have to I don't have to think every single thought is reality of truth, but that they're just thoughts. And from there, I can now decide which thoughts I take in that are going to serve me, and then which thoughts I can just let go and realize that they don't have to be something I have to hold on to. So that's the first step. I want to give a moment of space for that. We're going to together do a deep inhale through the nose and then exhale it out through the mouth. Get present before the next exercise. So here we go. Deep inhale. And then release. Woo, settled in. Okay. Now what I want you to do is bring back that what if spiral that you've been thinking about. That moment that causes you to, potentially check your emails, go and check your social media stats. What is that thing where you have to go check out, the other one could be the videos. You got to repeat things to confirm you're on the right path. You have it? Okay. Now what I want you to do is bring your awareness down to your toes, where you just wiggle your toes, wiggle them up. Just like that. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh yeah, there you go. Now, my toes are cracking here a little bit. Okay, now as you're thinking back to this what if spiral, bring your awareness up your body, and you can do a body scan. And so just going to bring the awareness up to your ankle, to the calves, knees, and notice where you could be feeling this what if spiral. When you're thinking about it, where in the body does it register for you? As we're coming on up to the knee, up to the thighs, the groin, stomach, chest, arms, bringing it all up to the neck and the forehead, to the head and out. Okay. Where did you notice for tension, pressure specifically in the body? And then for this what if spiral, where did you feel like it registered in the body? Meaning that pressure and that tension is the signal from the body that can connect to it. And then if that's difficult for you, it's imagining that what if spiral right in front of you. It's asking yourself, where is it located? Is it right in front of you? Could it be behind you? But where is that what if spiral? And so as you continue together, we're going to do a deep inhale through the nose and then release it out through the mouth. So here we go together. And then release. Okay, you can wiggle it out for the shoulders and then just just move that what if spiral to the side. Just move it on out. If you notice the sensation in the signal in the body, just kind of push that signal out I push it to the left side, push it on the side on the left side. Yeah, push it on out to the left side. Okay. Now what I want you to do is think about something that makes you smile. This could be a cute dog, maybe a beautiful day outside, hanging out by the ocean. I think about that here in Santa Barbara. But I want you to think about that and then just notice where it is for the body, meaning bringing your awareness to it. It could be right in front of you, could be right behind you, could be somewhere in the body that's stuck in the body. But then now wiggle your toes. So we're going to go back to wiggling toes. Ooh, yeah. There we go. There you go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay. And then let's body scan it up, or bring the body scan awareness up. So go into the calves, knees, thighs, bring it up to stomach, chest, arms, all the way up to the neck and the forehead, and then shake it out. Okay, there you go. All right, and then have this moment right here for the space to notice any openness. Where did you notice openness in the body? That could be the signal for connecting to the smile. You might even, again, notice it right here in your face of the smile. Thinking back to it now, bringing that image in front of you of that cute dog. Could be the sunset, could be hanging out by the ocean. What is it? Bring it into focus now. Where do you notice it? In front, behind, call it out. Noticing it at your lips for your smile or somewhere else in the body. Okay? And now what I want you to do is just push this to the left side. Just kind of let it go. All right. Cool. Okay. Now what I want you to do is come on back. And I want you to now bring in both images. So first, we're going to bring in the what if spiral, noticing a situation that happened for you where you had that what if spiral. Bring that into focus. And then now bring in that experience of smiling. What helps to bring a smile to your face? Now have both of those right in front of you. What's happening for your body? What do you notice? What usually could be happening right now is conflict. There can be overwhelm that's hitting you right now. And that's a moment to just breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. I'm going to remind you right now, this is going to be temporary. This is temporary for what you're going through. And now what I want you to do is bring your focus into that experience that makes you smile. Again, the cute dog, hanging out by the ocean, sunset. Bring your focus in while still letting that other what if spiral experience be right there. And you can imagine this in a room. Both of these experiences are happening in the same room. And you can think about that as this box right there, noticing the what if spiral, and then the experience that you're smiling with. And what happens for your body? Observing that, taking in that space to notice, is there pressure, tension, openness? And then the question to ask yourself, is that a similar body signals that you're getting from when you just were focusing on the what if spiral? My prediction is that it's not. It's somewhat different. And so what I want this to help bring into awareness for you is that the focus that you can put towards the experiences, you have that control within you. Goes back to, I think of Tony Robbins talking about this, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And yeah, it was a little corny, but it absolutely is powerful. And so you have that capability within you to make those changes for your belief system. And that's what I want to be able to help you to do right now, is bring a new belief in. Okay. So what you can do is now wiggle it out a little bit, just shake it out. Let those two images go. Just let them out. Let the smile go, let the what if spiral go, right? Okay. Whew, done. Now, I want you to reflect here and have a moment to reflect on what is the belief that caused that what if spiral in the first place. What's the one that's coming up for you for this potential fear, or not the potential fear that's building? The what if I'm not good enough? What if this business can't support my quality of life that I'm building? What if I can't make the impact that I really want to make through this business? Bring that belief, and how you can imagine it is you're swinging on this broken swing, right? It's just one chain. You are pendulum forward. That can feel like you're getting some momentum. You maybe experience that in your day where you get that momentum, but then naturally your nervous system wants to bring you back into balance, and it's basing it off of the belief system here, of your belief that you don't know if you're good enough. You might be like, I'm not good enough to build this business. And so it pendulum swings you back. And that's where you can get into these body signals of anger, of the doubt, of that worry, and that pressure and that tension builds. And then you can get stuck into those what if spirals. And then again, the anger comes from wanting to make a change that can happen. And so you try to push forward again with momentum, but then you're just staying stuck. And what could be coming up for you is because there isn't this new belief that you could put your focus towards, going back to that experience that can bring a smile. And so that is where it's now time to bring a new belief. What could be a new belief that can actually support you towards empowering you for what you want in building this business and then for your quality of life? That would then break these what if spirals and make them irrelevant. What is a belief where if you had it, you wouldn't have to constantly check the emails, constantly check the videos from these mentors and teachers, constantly check social media? What does that look like for a belief? What does that feel like? What do you think about for that belief? You could start at the basic level of it's possible that I can figure out the answers based off of what I've been sharing on social media and looking at the data and getting the message of what needs to be improved and then acting on that follow through. So it could be as simple, because that was a long way of saying it's possible for me to look at the data on social media and make those improvements without having to check the video of and revisiting that same video for that technique. Or it's possible for me to learn from this video once, get the insight, and then apply that insight. It's possible for me to check my email twice a day rather than 20 times a day and still move forward and build the business. Or you can go even more intense if you want, but it's up to you to choose for what feels like an edge that's pushing, but doesn't feel so overwhelming that you shut down and you don't believe it's even possible in the first place. That's where it goes back to possibility is really helpful for a framing of the words. Now that you have that new belief, you can imagine it as another chain on the swing, where now you have these two. You're able to put both hands on the swing. You're able to swing forward, so you're feeling more stable, that momentum. And now it's remembering that you can prepare yourself for when you swing back for the nervous system, and you can understand the patterns that are happening for when you swing backwards, so that you don't stay stuck in that. And with more repetition of moving forward, moving backwards, eventually your body then becomes familiar with this new belief for that focus, where then the other old belief, going back to that what if spiral experience, becomes like a memory. And it goes back to these pressure balloons in the body. Your body has a capacity to handle a certain amount of these pressure balloons, is how I think about it. Pressure balloons that fill up with stress, where if it gets to the point where it passes its capacity, that could, one way the body can release the pressure is causing you to hit burnout, which I don't want for that to happen for you. So it's about you consciously popping these balloons and releasing that stress out. And one of them is shifting which belief is in the driver's seat of your life for that specific situation. And so when it becomes a memory for this old belief, that is like popping the balloon, where then that stress releases out and it opens up space for more capacity for you to grow and move forward. And so the habit that you do in your day is what you want this habit of the reminder app to be as a possibility for you to constantly remind yourself of each time you put a reminder in or you check that reminder off. That is a rep for you and for your nervous system to remind yourself that you are building a new belief. And so the habit then supports your momentum of moving forward on that swing and making progress of creating a new belief in the driver's seat. And that's what's so fucking cool about this thing, is that your habits can then establish a new belief system. And that can open up new doorways of possibilities. You change how you show up. You can speed up your progress towards what it is you're building in the business and then for your own quality of life with then the new belief system. And that is a gift that I want you to be able to give to yourself. And it's remembering that with repetition, consistency, you can speed that up depending on what you can handle. Because with the reminders, you may have a bunch of these what if spirals that are coming up right now. And so you can even start setting multiple reminders throughout your day when you're going to check your email, when you're going to check for the videos to help learn new skills, when you're going to check your social media data and make those improvements. And then by having those reminders and giving yourself that space, you can now understand what needs to be the follow through for the action for these messages. Because with the what if spiral, really, in essence, what your body's communicating to you is a message. When the doubt and the worry hits, it's sending a message to you. And that message could be, are you sure you're on the right path? And so that's where you go into then checking the emails, checking social media data, checking the video, and then creating that confirmation of, yes, I'm on the right path. And so if you can just get that message once, then you don't have to repeat all these spirals and waste a lot of time of getting you back into confirming you're on the right path. And with a new belief system, that's what can help then eventually for you to support you in letting go of the what if spirals in the first place for a certain situation. Now, will the what if spirals completely go away? It depends. It depends as you continue to grow, what other beliefs that aren't serving you and disempowering you that are going to be required, like that are going to need that support in making a change for a new belief. But this you can come back to when you're experiencing those what if spirals and have that moment to create the space for you to understand on a deep level, what is that belief that is disempowering right now, that is causing you to go down these what if spirals and waste a lot of time. So let's do another deep inhale through the nose. Release through the mouth. Get settled in. I want to remind you, if you haven't heard it yet today, that you are capable. I believe in you, in being able to listen to those signals from the body and to make the adjustments. To notice, based off of this habit, giving yourself that space and noticing the patterns in your what if spirals so that you don't take it as something wrong with you, that you're broken, but more this is the pattern and what my body does in this experience. And then from there, you can dive even deeper and understand what is that belief system that you want to take out of the driver's seat and replace with another belief. And again, I want to remind you, it is possible for you to make burnout extinct. You got this.